Hi, folks. I'm Jamie Hiles.
I'm Lydia Judy.
And I am Derek Lemaster.
This is Scream Bloody Movies, the podcast where we review a horror movie each week, and Derek turns into Spock. What are you doing?
Live long and prosper, man. Or I'm a Ninja Turtle because now I only have 3 fingers.
They do only have 3 fingers. Yeah, that was the way he had to be a Ninja Turtle back in the day.
Yep.
Looks like you're throwing up gang signs.
Turtle power.
Oh man, how are you guys doing tonight?
I'm doing all right. I've had a pinched nerve in my neck for 3 days, but I think it's finally going away, and I'm ready for January to be over.
Oh, that sucks. How about you, Derek?
You know, it's okay. Could be better, could be worse.
Yeah, I've had like a giant pain in my ass since
Last November?
November of last year. It's been fucking terrible. But that's okay because we're here now to talk about movies, and we got a good one tonight because we're going to talk about Ryan Coogler's 2025 film, which is weird to say that was last year, 2025's Sinners, which just got nominated for all of the Academy Awards that has ever been made. Like, seriously, it got nominated for 16 Academy Awards this year, which is a record, by the way.
That's crazy.
That is
So,
crazy.
wild stuff. Yeah. We're talking, guys. We're talking, Best Picture, Best Actor, Best Director, Best Screenplay, Best Soundtrack, Best Cinematography. I mean, a shitload of them. So, we got a lot to talk about. Is it deserving of all those awards? We're going to tell you if we liked it, because we're not really qualified to tell you if it's worth if it's worth all the Academy Awards. I mean, I could have a guess as to, especially looking at the list of movies that were nominated. Some of them are great. Some of them are, well, all of them are good movies. Every once in a while, bad one happens. Sometimes Shakespeare in Love wins instead of Saving Private Ryan, and it's fucking utter bullshit. It happens. It's the wrong choice, but it does happen. But guys, we've got to talk about Sinners. And this is all of our first watches, right?
Yes.
So, whose pick was this? Was this yours, Lydia?
This is mine.
Derek's pick.
Yeah,
So
it's between this and werewolves versus strippers. Or maybe it's vice versa. Strippers versus
I think you made the
werewolves.
right choice, though that movie sounds like it would be a blast. So what did you guys know about this movie going in? The basic synopsis?
Nope.
I don't even think I knew really anything about the plot. I saw a lot of imagery about the characters and kind of, tried to piece together a story in my head of what these characters are all doing, but other than that, I didn't really know much.
Were you close to what they were doing? Or did you think they were like open a bakery and living in
Yeah,
Greece?
I mean, I guess I think I was pretty close. I think I was pretty close.
Yeah, so I mean, I knew the plot synopsis. I knew what it's about. It's kind of a more like a more not modernized because it takes place in the past, but like an updated kind of take on the vampire mythology, and kind of brings in a little from Dusk Till Dawn, except more, you know, obviously with way different filmmaking techniques and maybe a little more serious.
Okay.
Though, I mean, it still is a horror film at the heart of it, which you
Okay.
find out. But I've got to say, the first thing that I wanted to talk about is the style of this movie. Because first of all, I love the period setting, right?
Mhm.
I
Yeah.
love setting it in the 1930s Jim Crow South, and watching, experiencing life through these minorities at the time, and these brothers that have made, something of themselves, maybe legally, maybe not. Uh, Basically, a couple of gangsters. But I love seeing like a story told from that perspective. I thought was interesting.
Yeah, I agree
Yeah.
with that. It there's a bit of, I don't know, relevance. I feel like there
Hmm,
a hint of it in kind of
absolutely,
today's society, and so
absolutely.
well timed. But yeah, I really liked that choice of putting it because this was like 1930 something. It
Yeah,
said at the
it's
beginning it was like
1932. It's 32.
1932. Yeah.
Yep. So the good news is they would been slightly familiar with vampires at this time if they ever went to the fucking movies because, you know, Todd Browning's Dracula came out the year before, baby, 1931.
Hmm.
See Bela Lugosi. Like, man, these vampires are fucking way different. They're not near as sexy. Um, so it takes the what I wanted to talk about with the style was not only the setting, but the way it's shot. And there is a very hard, like, diversion in this movie where we get a bunch of scenes that are shot tall and basically what would be close to 188 ratio, and then all of the sudden in certain scenes we'd cut to 2351 ratio. Did this
Mhm.
throw you guys off when it first happened?
Nope.
I don't it didn't throw me off. But I definitely knew I noticed it, I was like,
Yeah.
"Whoa." Like, that's a
So
choice.
I literally, the first time it happened, I paused the movie, was like, wait, went back, was like, was I just fucking thinking this movie was 185 the whole time? And I was like, no, it is 185. Then it shoots to 2351. And I was like, is this a mistake in the stream? And I had to Google it to double check. And I was like, okay, no, this is just a stylistic choice. Okay. Christopher Nolan's kind of done this before with certain movies. Basically, it'd be seen uh, ever since like The Dark Knight, there's been sequences that were filmed in full IMAX, right? And then it would cut back down to 2351. And then towards the latter part of his career, it's been more like not scene specific, but shot specific. It's like it cut from IMAX to 2351 to IMAX, which is kind of what Coogler does here. And it at first threw me off, and then I appreciated the change to like for certain scenes they would make it big, tall,
Yeah.
and then other more intimate scenes they would shoot it wide so it's scope, and it was interesting choice. But the biggest character in this movie besides the actress, which we'll get into the characters and actors, the biggest stylistic choice for me that sets the tone for everything is the music,
Mhm. Yep. I
right?
was down for this. Yeah.
Oh, well, yeah, it's wonderful. It's blues, man. It's real blues, and it's great, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, and you don't often see a horror movie mix into, like, because this was very music heavy. It
Mhm,
inspired most of this
mhm.
movie, and it worked so well. Shock 'em Dead comes to mind.
Yeah,
Obviously different levels, but like, like this that was a main component of this story, and it worked. Like,
yeah, and it's
it
not
worked
only like
great.
as to your point, it's not only just the sets the tone and mood for the audience, but it's also the main, one of the main points of the film. It's one of the driving
Mhm.
forces of the film. One of the main themes is music, and where does music come from, and there's a bunch of stuff we'll get into a little bit later that
Mm.
I might not be completely qualified to talk about, but we'll kind of touch on it. But the acting in this film is pretty great across the board, right?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
They had some solid actors in this movie, and it
I mean, Michael B. Jordan plays two roles. He's
yeah.
both Smoke and Stack, the twins, the Smokestack twins as they're called. Um, what'd you guys think of that choice, first of all, and what'd you think of his performances each?
I thought it was great. I thought it was very believable. Like, I was like the credits rolled and I was like, "Okay, Michael B. Jordan played one. Now who played the other one?"
Yeah, no, he as an actor, I can only imagine. I'm not an actor. Anybody who's seen our
Derek,
shorts
do not
know
say that.
this.
Everybody who has seen
You're an
I
actor.
saw what I saw knows your skill
They're
level.
like, you look like you've seen a ghost.
Yeah.
But as an actor, that's got to be like a really great challenge to be in a movie with two different characters and make it distinct enough that the audience can tell them apart. Not only like there's a color, like they wear different colored hats,
Yeah.
but like the character itself is different enough that you could tell them apart. Which I think that's a testament to him and
The writing. Yeah.
yeah, and the writing, and it played really well. Some people can't make that, can't do that. John Claude, I love you. I'm just saying.
What are you talking about? If you fucking Double Impact, they were totally different people. One had
They
slicked
were
back hair,
totally different people.
and the other one had curly hair, and one was cool as hell,
Obviously.
and the other one was not so cool. But still pretty cool because he's Van Damme. So it's just different levels of coolness. But
I take it back.
And Van Damme's played himself multiple times. He's also in Replicant, which is fucking terrible. So maybe that was a bad choice. But also, Time Cop, he technically plays himself in two different time periods at the same time.
I mean, but does that count? That's actually his best movie, in my opinion.
Yeah,
but,
it fucking is great. Time Cop is great.
Good movie. It's horror, Jason.
I should have told him to freeze. Still kicking on Broadway. All the classic Van Dammeisms. He should have had a part in this.
He should have had a part in this movie that we're talking about now.
Yeah, absolutely. He should have been like at one of the shops and he's like, "Okay, here's your food." That's it. Or he's just one of the vampires in the background being like, "I love to dance." And he does like that dance from Kickboxer.
Oh my gosh.
We're going to make a cut of this movie where he's in there in the background doing the Kickboxer dance.
As one of the spirits that was summoned?
It could be whenever
he's one of the spirits. Yeah.
No. It could be one of the like whenever they're trying to get in the first time, and we could just put him in the background like dancing.
Yeah, I just think it's going to be great. He'll be in multiple scenes. It'll be Sinners, the JCVD cut. Look for it soon,
Oh my
guys.
gosh.
Terrible.
But yeah, Michael B. Jordan is excellent in this movie. He's great. He's a fucking movie star. First of all, I mean, he's a movie star. When I was watching the movie, early in the movie, I literally said that to myself out loud, like, that guy's a fucking movie star. You know, like he has charisma and acting chops, but he just has charisma too. Like, and what I also enjoy, and we'll talk about this a little bit later. Want to get to other performances here in a minute, but the first like chunk of this movie has nothing to do with fucking vampires.
No.
And it plays like just like a day in the, like kind of like a coming of age story for preacher boy and him hanging out with his really cool cousins, and a snapshot of the life of these people in this time period in Jim Crow South. And I was vibing hard with all of that. I thought it was great. And there's a great oneer when he's in the town, when he goes into town, when Smoke goes into town to get the supplies, and he gives the girl the money and tells her to land the horn. There's a great oneer when she goes across the street to get her mom comes back over and sees him laying on the ground. That was awesome. That's great shit.
Yep.
Yeah.
Agreed.
The daughter like walks across and like you just follow her and stuff. But you can still hear like the sound design was crazy because you can still hear the conversation as she's walking out the door. Like,
yeah. And then when the mom walks back across, we hear the guy still like, ah, and we
Uh-huh.
kind of pan over to see him and back to her, and she's like, "Did you know there's a guy shot in the street?" Yeah, I kind of did that, and then we have their whole negotiation. I love all of that stuff. It's
Mhm.
funny that he shoots the dude in the ass and then shoots the other guy in the leg, and he's like, I can't let people think that they can steal from the smoke stack twins. And he's like, um, he's like, we'll get you patched up. It's fine. Drag him off the
Yeah.
street.
Yeah. It's like you can't be telling people you robbed me without having a limp afterwards, at least.
Yeah. And speaking of the brothers, they both have like as to your point, Derek, they're both completely different personalities.
Mm-hmm.
Smoke is much more serious, much more business minded, much more like you know, uh has a weight on his shoulders because because of the war. They fought in World War I. He's bringing the baggage of being in Germany and fighting on the Western Front, and also he has lost a child, and so he's carrying that baggage as well. Um, so he's much more serious, whereas Stack is more playful and a little looser and kind of a little more of the people, so to speak. I really do like the relationship between the brothers, and I like the relationship between the brothers and Preacher Boy, because I think that's really a great dynamic. Because they like kind of take him under their wing, and they kind of want what's best for him, but also are letting him do fucking crazy shit. It's pretty fun. And Stack is like the crazy fun cousin, like
Mm-hmm.
when he's telling him about like teaching him about sexual it giving him sexual advice, stuff like that. One of my favorite bits of the movie though is when he asks him to play the guitar for him for the first time, and he starts playing it, and then he starts singing, and his
Mm-hmm.
eyes jump, like his eyes get real big, and he kind of just stares at him, and then oh, that like just pure joy that comes out of him is fucking a
Yeah.
great note. I love
Yeah.
that scene so much.
Yep, I agree. Was
Um,
that Smoke?
no, that was Stack.
You sure?
Yeah,
Okay.
remember at the end of the movie? Yeah,
Uh-huh.
yes.
Yeah, that was
Yeah,
Smoke because he had smoke on his
no, it says
fingers.
Stack at the end, dude.
Yeah, okay.
It says Stack.
Maybe it did. Maybe it did. I
It
thought it
did.
said Smoke.
Smoke is a World War I veteran. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, just ignore me.
Yeah, it's Elijah and
Yeah.
Elias. Elijah is the older one, and Stack is the more fun, charming one.
Okay.
So, yeah, I love the dynamics with all of them. And I love that we're like I said, we're on his coming of age story as well, which is what it felt like up until the vampires show up. Is that it's going to be like the summer or the night that shaped his life forever, which it is, but told in a genre story. Um, what do you think of him, the actor that plays Sammy, Miles Canton?
I thought it was great.
Yeah, I thought he did a good job.
Yeah, I think he's really good. It's very emotive, especially that opening when we just see him and we don't know what the hell's going on yet. He's got a slash on his face. He's got a broken guitar. His dad's telling him to repent from his sins, and you're like, what the fuck is going on here? And then it's like
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
1 day earlier, and you're like, 1 day earlier? What
Those
the
wild
fuck?
nights.
Yeah. Of course, we've got to talk about like the kind of socio-economic situation that's going on in this movie, and the socio-political like kind of under undertones, or not even undertones, just tones. Because
Mhm.
we're in Jim Crow South, we're in Mississippi, we're in KKK country, um, and we have like the full Klan. The Klan has disbanded, but it has not, and we see
Mm-hmm.
that fat piece of shit racist that they buy the property from. So they're dealing with racism, feeling that they never will have what they want because they're kind of they're othered. They're already othered, you know. Um, so they open this juke joint to kind of have their taste of freedom. And so when they assemble their like kind of posse together, Avenger style, almost when they get Slim, which is great by the way, right?
Hmm.
Great actor. Delroy Lindo, he's in fucking tons of movies. Gone in 60 Seconds is what I always think of when I see him.
Mm-hmm. Yep,
Um,
he was great.
he's always great. He's always a really strong actor, but he's great in this. Is the old harmonica playing drunk. Then you have the old big boy, Cornbread. Omar Benson Miller plays Cornbread, the big old guy, and then you have our lead or our female leads, Haley Steinfeld as Stack's ex-girlfriend, and then you have Wunmi Masuku as Annie, Stack's ex-girlfriend. And here's where the real, I think, point of the movie comes in, right? And it's very hammered at the end. And then we'll talk about all the like vampire stuff. But she practices hoodoo, right? She's a hoodoo priestess, essentially, or at least a practitioner of this religion, which is a native religion to Africa. It's their people's religion. Sammy's dad is a Christian preacher, preaching about God's word and all of this stuff. The hoodoo base is based in culture and all that stuff. So what we get, which we'll talk about more here in a minute, is these kind of clashings of these cultures and the appropriation and annihilation of other cultures. Right?
Mm-hmm.
Which is hammered home very well by the end of the movie, in the last scene, which we'll talk about here in a minute. But the vampires, let's talk about them. What do you guys think?
Unpopular opinion.
Uh-huh.
I'm on the side of the vampires. I totally would have joined their gang.
What are you talking about?
That was the nicest vampire I've ever seen, man. He was nice. Preaching love and like unity.
He's
and
convincing.
You mean like a cult leader? That's what he is. Yeah, 100% he's a cult leader. Cult leader that is spreading lies and also making you denounce yourself and your culture.
Yeah. I loved how he got introduced to this, like into the movie.
Yeah.
Because he's like, trying to stave off catching on fire and knocks on these people's door, and they eventually let him in. But the Native Americans, so they knock on these folks' door looking for this guy. And I'm to take it based on like the gold that he has in his pocket. They've probably had him for a while. Do you think they were hunting him, or they had kept him at bay for a period of time and he escaped?
No, they were hunting him. And they caught up with him. And so he's from Ireland. He's Irish.
Mm-hmm.
And so they are vampire hunters because the natives know what they believe, because they're not blinded by modernity. They see it. And of course they're trying to help these people, but these people are blinded by hatred and bigotry and are literally morons. They're members of the clan. So they let him in, and then they turn their backs on the people trying to help him, which is fine because they deserve their fate.
100%. Yep.
So yeah, it's a good setup. I mean, it's really funny because he walks in like basically on fire and he's all burned up, and they're just like, yeah, why don't you come on in because you're white, buddy, If I walk up to the door and some guy is like literally on fire, I'd be like, you're still talking very calmly to me, bro. What is going on? This does not seem right. You know, they're just like, nah. So, what's really funny is how they, you know, get there like, he, what, so they have like kind of like a, they all know what each other know kind of thing, like hive mind group think
Mm-hmm.
once
Yeah.
they turn.
Mhm.
Because if they didn't, can you imagine how like out of practice their musical act would have been?
Oh, yeah. Oh,
Yep.
yeah.
They're like
That is
on it.
kind of the
They're
interesting thing about this.
they're on it
That
with their music. It's so funny. I just imagine them sitting. He's like, no, no, that's a G. That's a G, and we do it in, 3 times. All right. God damn it, Johnny! I said it's a G, not a C. It's just
yeah,
like that's what took them
when
so
they're
long
listening,
to get there.
they're yeah, like, they're listening to them and they're like, "How did they get so good?" Like, I'm like, "They're a little too good, I think."
Yeah,
Like, that
it's
is
really
such a
funny.
cool concept to me that they are hive mind because it just makes the plot move so much faster. You don't have to, like,
Yeah, it makes
cut
things
to
quicker and easier.
years
Mm-hmm.
And
later of
which,
them.
well, yeah,
Yeah.
and since you have the groupthink of basically it's all of the master, so you're just kind of a mindless drone of the master. Like you're in there, but your view's completely skewed, you know, the other way.
Mm-hmm.
Mhm.
Because
Yep.
and so what's funny is and Remix his name by the way, but when he shows up to the juke joint and he starts like he's asking to be let in, uh and they start playing their song, it's actually fucking hilarious
It is,
because
yeah.
they're just like playing and they're just kind of like looking
It's
at each other
it's
like
just
this is kind
yeah.
of fucking awkward. And they're
Yeah.
pretty good. Their
They're
music
not
is
playing the
terrible, but they're
blues, that's
good
for
at it.
sure.
Yeah, they're good at what they're doing, but what is in the fact when they kept going their choreographed moves and stuff, I was like,
Yeah.
look at these cornballs.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's
It's very
cornballs
white of them.
versus the soul of blues. Um
Uh-huh.
Also, let's talk about that moment where we hear about the, you know, we see all of the, you know, the music from past and future, the ancestry.
Oh, man. That was such a cool scene.
When he's playing. How cool is that scene?
Oh, that was
That was
one of my
so cool.
favorite. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, you see
Because
the
that was
African
so.
tribal. You see
Yeah. And it was meant.
See, like,
This was my
future.
interpretation. What's
Mhm.
that? Well, yeah, because it was. I took it as it was meant to like you're inspired by music and like these are the like he's gonna inspire future
Mhm. Well, and
musicians.
it's your culture, it's your identity. You know,
Yeah.
music is your
Yeah.
identity. It is your culture.
Mm-hmm.
And especially with African American people, especially at this time, their culture was essentially being erased, you know, and replaced, which is kind of that's the allegory of the film, I think. Um, but you have by the way, the future guy was the best fucking guy with the electric guitar and the Macho Man Randy Savage sunglasses. I was like,
Yeah.
look at that guy. What a badass. You knew who he looked like? He reminded me of fucking Terry Crews from Idiocracy.
Oh my God. Yeah.
He was really
Nailed
cool.
it.
That guy was awesome. He looked like a professional wrestler playing guitar. Um, a sick ass flying V, by the way, too. But that scene's amazing. Um, and then when Haley Steinfeld's character goes out to talk to them to see what money they have, Mary, when she goes out there to talk to him, and uh when he starts to like kind of try to get her and she walks away, the scene where when she's walking away after she pulls the gun and he like starts to fly as we cut away, that is so fucking cool. That's so scary.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
It
Agreed.
happened. I literally went, oh, like, oh, because I knew what was going to happen. I was like, you're going to go out there and you're going to get fucking bit and you're going to fight everybody else and it's going to be a whole fucking
Yeah.
thing. But the way it
Well,
happened was
and
pretty good.
when it first shows him at the house of the couple, like it cuts to him kind of like like you're like, did he just like jump off of something or
Yeah,
was he
because he
just
lands.
flying?
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah,
because
he
he
like it
lands.
cuts to him landing there, and you're like, wait a minute.
He took lessons from Julian Sands, the warlock.
That's hilarious.
That was a good one. That was a good one. We like that one.
That's a pretty good one. I agree.
Yeah, it's fun. It's fun. But yeah, the when this vampire action starts, it's pretty good. Like, it's interesting because we see, Stat gets bit and, you know, smoke comes in and blows Mary away. And she stands up and says, we're going to kill you all, and runs out. And then he turns and immediately runs out. Then we get like the kind of the Thing, Rio Bravo kind of siege. But we literally
Mhm.
get a Thing scene in this movie. We get the
Yeah.
Thing
Yes,
scene
we do.
with
Yeah, where
garlic.
the garlic. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. And we get a couple of fake outs. The difference is we don't get that scare of one of them
Yeah.
being the Thing. It's,
Yeah.
the tension's ratcheted up and then nothing happens and they realize that they just put some poor fucking bastard outside that was drunk.
Like, wait
You
a
know, you
minute.
win some, you lose some. That's how I took that.
Yeah.
But it's great when they give it to old Slim and he's like, reacting and they're like thinking it's going to be him. And he's like, I drink too much. And then he's like, I'm okay. They're like, okay, well, I guess that's the thing.
That scene where he shits himself
Oh, that's really funny too. Yeah. He's like,
because he got
I think
scared.
I think I just shit
He's like, do
myself.
you guys smell something?
Yeah, because I just shit myself. Yeah.
That was
Which,
the funniest line in the whole movie.
granted, I would have probably shit myself too. It's also funny
Yeah.
how Sammy takes the girl into the in the room and he's teaching her what Stack told him, and he like kind of goes over there and he's like, whoa, check out the little cousin in there. He's like just
Yeah.
proud as can be, beaming.
And that woman's face was like, oh.
Yeah, and then she goes, she's the meme.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, it's pretty funny. Yeah, she and her husband are great too.
Yeah, they are.
The Grace and Grace and Bo Chow. Yeah, Grace is really good. The actress is great in this movie.
Yep.
Yeah.
And like when he turns, it's like you're like, guy, you're not near as convincing as the other one. We know you're a vampire. What are you fucking doing here? It's a really great scene when old Cornbread is like trying to get in and they're like, no, something weird's going on. Why don't you you've been coming in and out all night. What's going on? And he's like, oh, I'm just being polite. It's like, well, that doesn't sound like you. What's going on? It's a pretty tense scene. Then he tries to like bite Smoke's hand, and that's when they're like, what the fuck? And all the shit goes down. When when the shit actually goes down, when Grace invites them in, because she just wants to end them because they threatened her daughter. So she's going to put them, she wants to put them all down so they don't hurt her daughter and go into town and start killing people. She, invites them in. And I was like, vampire rules are so loose about who can invite people in. You know what I mean? Depends
Yep.
on the legend. Like some legends is only the homeowner can invite people in. Some is if you reside in the property. Others are if it's a public place, then they can just walk in. So there's like tons of different rules. So in this one, I guess it's just anybody that's in the place can invite you in, which I guess is fucking really lax rules.
I
You
think
know,
that makes sense. I
no, it
think that
makes
makes sense.
sense, but
If it's just
it's
a
lax
threshold
rules.
thing,
Yeah, it's bullshit. I'd say, hey, whoa, buddy, this is my house. This isn't Johnny's house. Get the fuck out of here. I revoked that invitation.
mm-hmm.
And in some legends, that's also a thing. You can revoke an invitation.
Yep.
Yep. In some tellings, which would be really funny because then they would come in and they'd be like, never mind, I revoke it. Oh, they just walk
Yeah.
back out.
You're no longer
You showed your
invited,
hand too
sir.
soon. Showed your hand too soon, pal. Showed your hand too soon. Damn it. I knew I should have waited. So the mayhem when this occurs, the big action scene. What do you guys think of this?
It's pretty intense. And there's lots of them.
Yeah.
And I feel like they retreated a little too soon. But
I mean, yeah, really, they worked them over pretty good. They fucking stood their ground. That's for sure.
yeah.
Our heroes did. They fucking wreck them pretty good. We get them going down one by one, but like, fucking, I would not mess with Smoke. He just fucking is taking vampires out like he's Blade or some shit. Like he was doing some
By the
work
way, that
on
would
him.
be a great casting. Just
It would be a great casting. He would be a pretty good Blade, but he's already been Killmonger.
yeah.
That's the problem.
I mean, that is also true.
This ending, yeah, I think it's pretty fun, intense action scene. We get some fun kills. Grace literally gets caught on fire and is fucking going ham as she's burning to death. Then there's like some like weird kind of stuff. Like Annie rolls dice and she knows she's not going to make it earlier, and she tells Smoke that he's got to stake her essentially. And that comes to pass, and he has to, which upsets the vampires, especially Stacks, because he's like, "What are you doing? Now she can't stay with us forever." And Smoke's like, "I don't want to fucking be with you forever. What are you talking about? That's not what I want to do." And we get a fight between brothers, which means that when they were filming it, they had to have stand-ins, and then Michael B. Jordan had to get punched by himself multiple times. He had to.
Yeah.
Here's the thing. You know who didn't use a stand-in to kick his own ass? Jim Carrey.
Jim Carrey. Yep.
Jim Carrey, of course.
In more than one film.
Yeah, but especially Liar Liar.
Mm-hmm.
And Me, Myself, and Irene.
That's why I said more than one film.
Yeah. Yeah, Me, Myself, and Irene has a great one where he fucking throws
What are
himself
you
out of the
doing?
car.
I'm kicking my ass.
In Me, Myself, and Irene, there's this great bit where he throws himself out of the car and then runs up, chases the car down as his other personality, and sits down and looks in the mirror and sees himself. What the hell are you doing here? It's so fucking, it's all in one take. All in one take. It's fucking great. Jim Carrey's a fucking physical comedic genius. But so this ending, like the full, like, I mean, not the ending, because that's a whole other thing, but this climax on the water when, basically, Sammy escapes. He tells Sammy, get down. Smoke does get down, get out of here, run. The sun's coming up, keep running until that sun comes up. And then, what's his name? Freaking Remick chases him down and catches him. And when they're in the water, this is where I think the thesis of the movie comes in. He starts to, pray and starts to say the Lord's Prayer, and he starts saying it with him and basically says the thesis, which is this is a religion that was basically oppressed onto you, like this is not your culture essentially. And so it has really no power over me, because he dealt with the same thing in Ireland. And he's like, this has no power. These words used to mean nothing, but now they bring me great comfort, kind of thing. And then, then he gets wrecked. What do you guys think?
Yeah, I think that was really moving to hear.
Yeah.
Like,
Mm-hmm.
I was kind of afraid that this film would go the route that so many films do, which is that Christianity is the correct choice.
Hmm.
And we still have a little bit to discover whether or not he's going to choose that path or not. But
Right.
I, um, I really liked that they kind of make you think about it in that way.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, it's a bold choice. But it was very powerful. I agree. And you look around, you feel it every day. So it was nice to see it in a story like this. So
Yeah, absolutely. And like the lessons of you choose your own fate, essentially, and
Hmm.
um I love that Smoke, stabs him in the back with the thing and then catches fire and all of them start burning because they're in the sun. Well, he fucking cracks him over the head with that guitar and that fucking metal plate sticks in his head is really fucking cool.
that
The
was a
Hmm.
silver
really
plate.
cool scene. Yeah.
Yeah, the
Yeah.
silver. So it's fucking him up because it's silver. And they're all in pain. And then when he gets stabbed, and then they all feel his pain as well. And then the freaking sun comes out and they all burn, but we don't see Stack die, which I knew when when we didn't see him get killed that he was still alive. I was like, he has to be. We would have seen his death if it was important. But there was so much else going on that maybe you've just forgot about it. You didn't even think about it. You just took it for granted that he had him down, ready to stab him. Um, but being the guy he is, he couldn't hurt his brother. You know,
Hmm.
and then so he sends him off to go see his dad, sends Sammy off to go see his dad. And then we get this end action scene with the clan. What do you guys think of this?
I'm sad he had to
Oh man.
die, but he uh he took it to him.
Yeah.
Yeah, he
Well,
did.
I mean, I think he was, it's the right ending for him. It's the best choice for him. He got to be with
For
his,
sure. Like he's lost everything. He's
yeah, and he
lost
got to,
his
Yeah.
brother.
yeah.
Oh, go ahead.
Yeah. But I mean, yeah, he lost everything, but he also gets to be with Annie and his unborn baby in the, afterlife, whatever that
Man, that
afterlife
was a
is.
fucking touching scene. It was real dusty in
Yeah.
my house today.
Yeah. Yeah, it's really good. Really good. And the action sequence that precedes is pretty fucking great too. When he just
Yeah.
Yeah.
who doesn't love watching fucking bigots just get the shit blown out of them? Right?
Right. I mean, like
For
the
sure.
Inglorious Bastards moment of
Mm,
seeing the
yeah,
baddies get taken down, like finally, like just it's like healing to see that.
it is. It is. And when he freaking like the freaking fat loser guy that is like the grand wizard, right?
Hmm.
Of the group of the clan. And he shoots him right in the gut pretty early. And then so he gets a shot in the stomach as well after he literally just kills everybody except for, that guy gets one shot off and then he blows him up with a grenade. But that seems great because they literally set him up. Just like they're like, well, we'll give him that night and then they're going to go and just go massacre them all for no reason, just because they're black. Um, which shows there's true depravity and true evil of these
Hmm.
people and true ignorance, right?
I don't know why
And
the plan
and the
was to show up
power.
there in the morning.
Well, because they figured they would all be kind of hungover and everybody
Easy
Like
still
that they
be
would
pickings.
there.
all still be there.
Well, if it was, yeah, I mean, depending upon whoever was still there would, they basically gonna turn it into a killing floor for anybody that was still there. That's what I mean. Remick tells them that because he knows because the dumb hillbilly that he fucking turned before that. But I love when he freaking asks for a cigarette and then he calls him the N word and then he points the gun at him and he gives it to him. And then he tries to negotiate with him. Okay, I've got money. And he just
Yeah.
pumps him full of lead. Pop, 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 pop. And I was like, excellent. No
Yeah.
notes.
The
Yeah.
appropriate choice.
Yeah.
It was like, did you just interrupt my moment?
With his child. Yeah, he's reaching
Excuse
for his
you?
child.
Hmm.
Excuse you? You're like,
Yeah.
get out of my life.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, I like that a lot.
And then Sammy's story comes to an end. We see what he chooses. Lay down that guitar and repent to the Lord. Instead, Sammy gets in that car and he drives to Chicago and he turns himself into a blues man like he was meant to be.
Mhm.
And we flash forward 60 years to 1992 and we see an 80-year-old Sammy still doing his thing, only to be visited by a very young looking still Stack. And
And
what do you guys
Mary.
think of this final scene in Mary? Yeah.
I really liked it.
I liked it a lot. It was a great, it was closure.
Hmm.
And I'm sure he still felt a connection, Stack.
Oh, he
Obviously
did.
he
He loves
did.
him. Yeah, he loves him.
Yeah. Because he said, we have all your records,
Yeah.
and
Oh, yeah.
that when he goes to like walk out and Sammy stops him, it was really touching. He was like, I wake up and
Yeah.
paralyzed
That's
by
the
fear, but
that's
go ahead.
the yeah, that is the
Mhm.
thesis of the movie. Absolutely.
Yeah.
Is think about that. And I mean, go ahead, finish your thought, Derek.
It's like, I'm paralyzed by fear, but before the sun went down, that was the best day of my life. And I'm just like,
Yeah.
man.
It's because for those fleeting moments, they felt
Mhm.
free.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They felt free and they felt equal. Now, I am not an authority to talk about this because I'm a middle-aged white dude from the Midwest of the United States. So I don't have the uh, melanin in my skin to be talking about this subject as far as what that would feel like because I don't know. But I do
Mhm.
have empathy and I can empathize with that thought of feeling othered, right? Just
Yep.
because of the way you look or the color of your skin and never being enough. But then for these fleeting moments when time stood still and society wasn't a factor, you got to feel like people,
Yep.
which of course by the end he has because society had progressed, still not where it needs to be, but it had progressed by 1992 for sure. Um, better then than it was now, I'll tell you. But um, yeah, what do you guys think of this full ending in that? Is that your reading of it?
Mhm. Yeah. No, it was very touching. It was this movie had a tear jerk like ending, and like Smokes like last stand, and then,
Mhm.
Sammy, and they hug before he
Mhm.
leaves,
Oh, yeah.
and
Well, he tells him, he asks how, and he said, I guess I was the one person that he couldn't kill. And then he said, but he promised me to stay away from you. And the fact that he did shows his character as well,
mhm.
you know, that he didn't approach him. He didn't try to turn him. He didn't do anything. He let him live his life and he watched from afar. And like he said, like, how proud he is of him. He's proud of him. He's proud that he did the thing that he was put there to do. He uh, told the story. He shared the music, you know, the culture. He shared it. And I love there's a bit where he says, you know, I have all your albums. He's like, don't really like that electric shit. Really like the old timey stuff more. You still know the old
Mhm.
ways? And he pulls out the guitar and starts playing some licks on it. And he's just like, oh, it takes him back. You know, what do you think, Lydia?
Yeah. I I just love that. I recently started playing music again, and it kind of hit me pretty hard that like music can transcend time and emotions in that way. It's really really crazy and cool.
Yeah, it's healing. And it's
Mhm.
also a call to action. It's
Yep.
comfort in dark times and it's a release for anger, anxiety, depression. It's all of it, you know?
Yeah.
Kind of like, you know, I mean, just like filmmaking, you know? The arts are very important.
Yeah.
The arts are culture, you know? And what are we without culture, right?
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah, great ending. Uh, plus the actor they got to play old Sammy is great. It's Buddy Guy as old Sammy, the famous guitar player.
Blues legend.
Yep, blues legend. At 89, by the way, guys. He was 89 in this movie.
Wow.
He's 89 currently. Holy shit. That's crazy. Good on you, Buddy Guy. And way to just be a good actor on top of being a brilliant musician. And you let him fucking do the whole thing. Let him put makeup on your face and all that shit. That's
Yeah.
badass.
That is badass.
He had to make that call and be like, "Hey man, here's the script, here's what we're doing. You're the only guy that can play Sammy." And he's like, "All right, I'll do it."
Awesome.
That's great. So yeah, that is Sinners, guys. What do we think?
All right. So,
By the way,
yeah,
real quick, that was Buddy Guy's only film role.
Wow.
really,
Just so we're clear. Yeah. His
that is
filmography
awesome.
is Sinners. That's a pretty short list.
Um, so I had no real expectations going into this movie. I had seen like 2 clips. I saw the end scene, with him and uh, yeah, in the bar. So like I had
Mhm.
seen that on YouTube, but I hadn't watched a trailer for this movie. I didn't read the synopsis. So I really went into this kind of just cold. And it took me by surprise. I thought the cinematography was
Stunning.
really,
Yeah.
really just spot on. I thought intermixing the music like made it like, you know, a part of the movie, like a character, the soul, if you will, of the movie, because it's what initially draws in the vampire
Mhm.
is the
Mhm.
music, which is kind of fascinating as well.
Yeah, because
So,
he has the ability to summon and he wants to feel he is like them. He wants to feel the um the connection to his ancestry.
hmm
Mhm.
And so he saw that and that's what he wanted. That's why he wanted that's why he said I just want him. The rest of you can I'll let you the rest of you live, but you need to give me Sammy. And of course they're
Mhm.
like that's the one person you can't fucking take. You know? You can take
yeah.
fucking Slim. Sorry Slim, you're old and drunk.
Um, and yeah, so the acting in this movie was phenomenal. Budget for this movie was 90 million. It made uh a little bit less than 400 million, so it had a great return on it.
Well,
Um,
and, as an original
uh,
IP as well.
yeah, yeah, and not to mention the nominations.
Mhm.
So this movie's got a tidal wave behind it. Um, I'm gonna give this movie a 9. It was solid across the board. I will watch this movie again, and when Clark is, in his teens, make him sit down and watch it because it's got heart, it's got soul. It's a good story.
Mhm.
9.
Lydia.
Man, this one's really hard. I feel like I'm also gonna give it a 9. I think this movie was so hyped up on, like, my social media.
Mhm.
A lot of my friends were talking about it, like, making art of the movie, like,
Mhm.
just all this stuff, like, I was
Well,
very hyped up.
yeah. The art, of
Um,
course, because the
so
visuals are
well,
stunning.
yeah. I don't know. It's like there's something holding me back from giving it a 10, and I don't quite know how to put my finger on that. I maybe because I'm comparing it to other really great movies of like a similar, you know, but this one kind of just knocks it out of the park with what it's trying to say, I think. So, and the acting was incredible. The visuals are incredible. I'd say definitely go watch this movie if you haven't seen it yet. I can't believe it took me this long to watch it, honestly. But yeah, I'm gonna give it a 9 as well.
Yeah, I'm gonna give it a 5. Can you imagine if I just gave it a 5 or a 6? Wouldn't that be fucking wild? I was talking about it the whole time and praising it, and I'm like, yeah, it's just fucking 5. It's
Yeah.
a 6. No, I'm probably gonna give it a 9 as well. I really loved it. To be perfectly honest, I think I like the first half better than the second half. Which is funny. It's a genre movie. That's what I wanted to see, was the vampire stuff. And I
Mhm.
like all of that, but I just really enjoyed spending time with those characters. And I loved the daytime photography
Yeah.
of the way that they shot all that daytime stuff in just the South. It looked great. I think
Mhm.
that's what I was missing in the back half. Was they have beautiful nighttime photography too, of course, but like that daylight stuff just looked so good.
Yeah.
But no, I think I think it's great. I think it deserves the best picture nod that it got. And will it win? I don't know, probably not, because it's a horror movie and they don't like that shit. It's very rare that we get a horror picture winning best picture. You know what I mean? Silence of the Lambs is kind of the one, but I think it's really great. Um, Great performances, great cast. I mean, we do have two horror movies in the best picture category. We have Frankenstein and we have this. So, that's pretty fucking good just to get nominated, right?
Yeah.
For sure.
In something like this. So yeah, 9 for me as well. Great movie, great soundtrack, great message. Check it out. So guys, it's time to Akanize this movie.
Thrill me.
There's not a lot of white people in this. Who would Tom Atkins play?
Unless we want to make him a racist redneck, we got to make him Remick.
He's got to be the lead vampire, right?
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
He'd be pretty good at that.
Yeah, I think you would.
Now, that might be a cult I would join. Now we're talking.
Oh,
Yeah,
the
you
double
could
standard, I see.
Yeah, you couldn't turn that
I mean,
down.
Could you imagine? You get to just live with Tom Atkins forever?
Windows exploding all around you
I
all
hope
the
that
time.
some random person is like, "Hey, man, you are like the main, or I don't know. You're on this podcast, and they praise you every week."
Oh, yeah. Tell Tom Atkins? Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, guys, let Tom Atkins know that we're his #1 fans and that we fan cast him in every single film that's ever been made on this, or at least every film that we've ever covered on this podcast. And
Yep.
usually we cast him in the most badass role possible.
Yeah.
So, great job, Tom Atkins. All right, whose turn is it to pick? Lydia? So, Lydia, what are we watching?
Okay, so I'm going to pick The Monkey.
Osgood Perkins, the monkey? Would that be
Yes,
correct?
Osgood Perkins.
Based off of a Stephen King story?
Yes.
We're doing
And
a
I have
Stephen
seen
King
this one
outside
already.
of Stinker Kingtober?
Oh yeah, man, I should have saved it.
That's all right.
Well, can't take it back now. Set in stone. I wrote it down.
Yeah, once Derek writes something, it's probably misspelled.
You son of a bitch.
All right, guys, next week we are going to watch The Monkey, which is streaming on Hulu and Disney Plus, combo crossover deal that they have. So that'll be what we're watching next week. Be sure to comment down below your thoughts on Sinners. Did you like it as much as we did? Did you hate it? Do you think we should have given it 10s and quit not been such pussies about it? Let us know. Tell us your thoughts on what you want us to do in the future. Also, you can follow us online at HiLaProductions.com. You can follow us on Facebook at HiLa Productions, where you'll get all of your news with everything regarding us, including the short that we are about to shoot and the feature film we're working on, which is called Secret Admirer. You can watch the opening scene at the end of this episode. So be sure to like, share, and subscribe, and tell your friends to give it a watch and listen. So until next week, when we go to Osgood Perkins, our second Osgood Perkins movie of the podcast, by the way, The Monkey. First one was Long Legs. Until next week, for Derek Lemaster and Lydia Judy, I'm Jamie Hiles. Remember, if you're going to scream bloody movies.